Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Axes, Armor, and Amulets Network. I am your host, Quentin Smart, here once again for another introduction video with two, which I'm sure will be fan favorites, Daisy and Shake. Say hi, guys.
How's
Hi.
it going?
So, for you guys that are listening in, these intros are to introduce not only our players, as we are an up and coming podcast, and hopefully 3 or 4 years I can look back at up and coming and realize we've achieved our goal. Not only so you get to know us as players, but we also have some character information to talk about on our up and coming podcast titled Axes, Armor, and Amulets Podcast, which will be releasing on November 5th. And you will be able to access on any app in which you find your podcast, whether it's Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Play. You'll be able to find us everywhere. Without further ado, Daisy and Shake, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about you guys?
Well, we are nomads and we live in our mobile gaming command center and travel the country and play games as we do it.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are living the life over there on the East Coast, getting to travel around and check out the world. I'm stuck here in my house in Utah. We know how that summer's or how it's been during the summer so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, your characters. Before we get started into these two characters, we're going to talk a little bit about Daisy and Shake and how they have only been playing Dungeons and Dragons for about a year and a half, 2 years, somewhere around there.
Years, yeah.
When we started playing together as players a year and a half ago, when we started playing the campaign together, these two were still figuring it out, putting the pieces together, and Shake has now become the literal wrench for me as a DM. I mean, he is constantly scheming, building things just to throw me off my game and just make the most unkillable machine he can. And he's doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, I think I figured it out.
So without further ado, Daisy, how about we start with Pansy, your character for our campaign?
Well, Pansy Spurlock is a ranger, and she's an only child raised by her father because her mother died when she was young. She normally, on your day-to-day, looks like a wood elf and works in a noble's house. But in reality, she is a changeling who has been raised by her father to learn how to get information and sit back quietly and listen and observe everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she is being groomed for his society that he belongs to. And that's her greatest life aspiration, is to be good enough to be in it. And she is.
And two pieces of information that I think are really important to cover right now is the first one is my understanding is Pansy is a good character. Like, she wants to serve the greater good. She wants to help take care of people and protect people, right?
Absolutely. Very much a Robin Hood type.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the organization that her father belongs to is the Zentarum, which some of you know the Zentarum. I might be saying that incorrectly. The Zentarum, I think I got it right, is known as the Black Network. The Black Network, they're not very good guys. And so we will have to see how this plays out with Pansy, who sounds kind of like a daddy's little girl, to find out that daddy's been grooming you for the wrong purposes. Yeah. Well, besides accidentally being trained for a not so good organization, does Pansy have any maybe deep dark secrets that might find their way into our campaign?
Oh, well, she definitely does, as anyone that wants to consistently please their parents. She has rebelled a little bit and done some things that she may or may not regret, and she definitely has some secrets that are probably going to come to light at some point.
Probably. Yeah, probably. All right, Shake. Let's talk about Og. Og is the refined version of a character he's playing in one of our current campaigns that we play for fun, who has been just an absolute wrench, an absolute nightmare for me as a DM.
Mhm.
And as far as the character goes, has probably been one of the strongest builds I've ever stumbled across by accident. And now you're doing it with Og on purpose.
Yeah, and I kind of know what I'm doing now because the first build was, like you said, kind of an accident. So, I wasn't paying attention to the subclasses and stuff, and now I'm actually got a chance to do it from the ground up with 2 years of experience. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, tell us about Og. Tell us about the build that you're kind of going for, because you're playing Og in an interesting way compared to his normal race is played.
Yeah.
So tell us what you're thinking of going, and then tell us a little bit about Og. How did he get to where our campaign starts, which is just outside of Nightstone?
Well, Og is a Bugbear, and I had to do a little bit of research because I haven't really played a Bugbear race, and I like to, deep dive and figure out their mannerisms and how they act and things like that, their personalities and stuff. So Og has made a living on raiding caravans that have been traveling between the neighboring cities in Waterdeep. But as you know, bugbears don't like to do the work themselves, so they have lesser beings do it for them. So he's been out there pushing goblins around, making them do all the dirty work. And, if a couple get squashed in the process, for him to get his point across, then I guess that's how it's going to go. But Og is a level 1 fighter, and as everyone will soon find out, that I do love to multi-class. And sometimes even triple class. And my plan for Og is to go 3 levels of fighter, and I'm going to do arcane archer, and then I'm going to put the rest into rogue assassin. So if my planning and building and things like that go the way that I plan, I should be pretty dangerous by level 6. So watch out.
Yeah. Well, note to self: kill Og before 6. Got it. Yeah. Okay, awesome. And so, how did Og? You said that he got captured. Raiding these caravans and kicking the goblins around, was captured. How? I mean, did he serve his time? Did he? What happened?
Well, the caravans that were getting robbed sent word to Waterdeep, and Waterdeep sent a battalion out to kind of round up all the, people that are rough around the edges kind of thing. And him being a bugbear, they brought him to the Colosseum to fight for sport, basically. And he'd been there for, I don't think I had a time picked out, but I'd say he was probably there for a while, fighting other soldiers and fighters and stuff for entertainment. And he knew that the only way that he could get out possibly was to start throwing matches and, pretending to be injured and things like that. And maybe, they'll think that he's past his prime and he can't fight anymore. So they're going to, either set him free or get rid of him kind of stuff. And so he starts throwing these matches. And the noble that purchased him from, I guess, the black market or the slave market or whatever it was, basically says, well, if you can win this last match, then I'll grant you your freedom. And, of course, he goes all out and takes out all the other combatants and stuff, and eventually wins his freedom from this noble in Waterdeep. But from what I understand, I think you had a little twist for it, so we're going to find out about that too.
Yeah. As most people know, level 1 characters don't win Coliseum matches. They, especially championship ones. And so, I know Og is feeling pretty good, but I think even Og might know that he probably shouldn't have won that match. So maybe he can kind of see the writing on the wall. Mm-hmm. Maybe he doesn't. Guess we'll find out when we start playing.
And Bugbears are, sort of hot-headed, quick-tempered kind of thing. He'd rather smash first and ask questions later.
Yeah.
So, me playing not a ranger. Me playing
I'm the ranger.
Me playing the arcane archer fighter rogue. I usually get up in your face and smash them around a little bit. So me being in the back with a bow and arrow is going to be a little different. So I'm going to see how that plays out.
It is going to be real interesting. Shake has always had an affinity for taking the really big big playable. Shadow, for example. Shadow's a perfect example. Shadow's a Goliath that went rogue first, and I mean, even to this day in our campaign we're level 14. We're nearing the end of book 5, so we're coming to an end very soon. With Pass Without Trace, even if you roll a 1, I mean, with your expertise, it's still like a 30 or something like that.
Yeah, it's my bonus with Pass Without Trace is plus 24, and I have advantage.
Yeah, so like.
And I'm a druid that passes without trace.
Yeah, it's I am telling you, if you want to throw a wrench in your DM's campaign, go. What were you? You're 6 rogue, 6 barbarian, 2 fighter right now.
I am 1 fighter because I'm 1 level behind the rest of the
that's
party.
right. That's right.
Story element in it. So I'm 6 rogue, 6 barbarian, and 1 fighter. So far, I plan on going 2 fighter just to get action surge. So I have action surge, I have sneak attack, and I have rage. And then I have the fighting style from fighter that gives me plus 2. Like,
that's just because you want to see the DM rage.
I'm telling you.
I'm a numbers guy, so when I see all this extra passive damage, I try to figure it out. So
I'm telling you, you want to throw your DM for a loop. 6 rogue, 6 barbarian, 1 fighter, Goliath. Expertise in stealth, expertise in what was the other expertise?
Goliaths get the strength one. It's athletic.
Oh, that's right, athletic. I mean this. Yeah. Shadow's absurd, and I have a feeling Og is going to be just as absurd. So you guys will have to just come hang out with us on a weekly basis and see Shake's wrench throwing in action.
And my build, I have a plan when I start the campaigns, and then I tend to change my character build to match the story. So essentially, I might do the 3 fighter and 17 rogue, but it could change depending on how the story element plays out. So. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it doesn't go barbarian. I'm so I don't need you to have yet another character that has resistance to most damage.
I've been told I'm not allowed to triple class anymore with those 3.
Oh,
so I might do rogue bard next time.
Of course you would do rogue bard. No, it's just once Og dies, because I'm feeling pretty good that for this campaign there's going to be some character deaths, and if Og goes, like, you can play anything, just not fighter, rogue, barbarian. That one I need a slight break from the rogue, fighter, barbarian. Just a couple sessions. That's all I need. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Before we send off, do you have anything else you'd like to add about your characters? Anything you'd like to add about you guys?
Like, comment, and subscribe. We're on all the social medias, and come out and see our adventures.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing that we should mention is our blogs. Shake is the author of Shake, Ramble, and Roll, which once the website and blog is up and posted, we're going to do another introduction video. Me and Shake are just going to talk a little bit about his blog posts and how he's going to be running that. But I'm pretty excited. As you can tell with Shake Ramble and Roll, it should be real interesting, and the information that we're going to get in that blog. So, Shake, Daisy, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate it. And as Daisy said, please like, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, Axes Armor and Amulets Network. We're real excited to be joining all of these podcasts that are going on nowadays. We're real excited to get out there. We're real excited to be building a community, and we're just happy to have you guys. Our Facebook right now is what we're using for our announcements until the website is built, which we're hoping is going to be about mid-October. So keep an eye out for it, and hopefully we'll see you at our table.